Okay. So, I guess the real question is, now that we know that Dan is going to go talk to some children, um, what is your plan to hunt down the collector, if that is what everyone else is doing? Is there a plan?
I don't think that there's actually a plan.
I don't think there was a plan either.
I think we were discussing what to do, kind of things. It's kind of still in the process of setting up a plan. Or we can backwards to that period. Excuse me. So should we do that then? Go back to when we talking amongst ourselves of how to find this collector dude.
Sure.
Yeah. Renzo will go sit and listen to you explaining the plan. Where were you doing this at?
I assume the Hope and Ruin. It's where you guys usually do things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, they'll just go to a table, pull the seat up, sit on it backwards, arms on the top of the chair, just looking.
Yeah, Penumbra just kind of explains. Tracking the collector is the hard part. Easier, finding a way for him to come to you.
Have you thought of ensuring it'll happen with some fate entanglement?
Might be possible. But I'm not going to face him down without a plan. The collector is dangerous. Easily the most dangerous person I've come in contact with.
What does he do exactly, anyways?
Kills, maims, hurts, and he always takes something to make it worse.
Yeah, Penumbra gives a nod to that.
So he just likes hiding around quite a bit there. Like, how does he hide himself, anyways? Then
there's lots of ways you can do that. I don't know how he does it. I mean, I could set up a forget me spell if I had enough time.
I mean, is it usually something? Does he use kind of technology, magic, a mix of both? Like, kind of saying, what can we use to help find him easier, kind of thing? Since it sounds like we can cover both ends. Unless he has some kind of weird combination of stuff.
Technology I've tried. Magic, no. I haven't tried that. Out of character, just to refresh my memory, why were we searching for the collector again? It's a personal goal of mine to beat the shit out of him as much as possible. Ideally, put him into jailsies, but I don't think that's a thing that's going to be accomplished in the near future.
It's probably not.
I'm just here for the free food, honestly.
Nice.
Yeah.
But because I know that we were investigating Captain Hightower, the corrupt Aegis captain.
I think that was a personal goal that Renzo wanted to do in order to ingratiate himself more with Penumbra.
Fair enough.
I think we were tracking something down there. Then I don't remember now. It's been such a long time.
Because I know I was looking to see how to get on Penumbra's good side, and helping with that is what you told me would get me on the good side. So I have a +1 forward towards it.
Yeah, that's fair.
How do we get Penumbra to like me? Excessive violence.
It does the trick. It does the thing.
Blunt force solves most problems. Creates just as many, but solves quite a few.
When both of your hands are hammers, everything looks like a nail.
Exactly.
Hey, do not talk shit about Captain Hammerhands. He has a hard enough as it is. Professor Magnet Hands has it even worse.
But how do they work?
Makes me think of that Dr. Horrible musical now.
What Penumbra will say then is one thing we need to remember. When everything went down, the Collector turned on the very people who hired him. Made the entire situation a complete chaos. The goal might not be to capture the Collector. I would like that. I would love to have him in jail for the rest of his life. But most importantly right now, is figuring out what he was doing there. If his plan all along was just to turn on his employers and kill everyone. And only as soon as we showed up. It's unlike him.
What info were we looking for to extract from him anyways?
Why was he there? What was the point? What was he trying to accomplish?
Can we just get some post connection or some kind of thing that to get some more information that way?
It would be safer.
Not sure what kind of thing I can summon to do that kind of thing. I can't think of anything with that kind of thing. Particular power off the top of my head. I might need to do some research.
Well, if we had those drugs, I could use some psychometry, but they ended up getting taken. So we're out of luck on that front.
Actually, that's something I might be able to solve.
How?
Well, they're taken by Hightower, right?
Yes.
Yep.
We just have to get them back.
We're already kind of in trouble with agents. We're not anyone us to break in. That's kind of making things worse right now.
No. He has a point. Grandfather always said, you need to go for the jugular of the problem.
I don't think he means that in this case.
He was a terrible misuse.
Hightower is our problem. Renzo's just gonna put his hand on on his shoulder. He's our problem.
Well, more importantly, we don't actually need to go for his throat, so to speak. if we can just get if we can reacquire those drugs from him, the psychometry will work.
Sounds like a much easier way, and if we can do it in a way that we can get Hightower caught, that would get 2 birds with 1 stone.
Yeah, it would. So you're going to research what you might need for what was it again?
I just need to kind of figure out what kind of being would have some kind of post-creation kind of powers kind of thing there. But I can also try and help with the getting that information in the first place too, whichever one you think would work best.
That's fine.
So where do they have their lockup? I never found out where Aegis has its lockup.
It's not going to be there.
Oh,
He took it. He pocketed it.
oh.
He's just not
What
going
if
to
he's
bother.
already sold it?
Doubtful.
Probably
Something like that takes time to move.
Oh, okay.
I will remind you that it has been a couple days since you since the drug bust. So
This is the same drug bust from the character gen for these characters, right?
Correct.
No, that's
no,
the
it
that's
is
the
a
one.
later drug bust.
Oh,
Right.
Oh, so we've done 2 drug busts now, or 1 drug bust with me and 1 drug bust while I was gone. Okay.
Well, Aegis did a drug bust.
Where do we find out where Hightower lives?
I
yeah.
will say I don't think you did.
But I'm
But-
pretty sure we can find out easily enough.
I mean, you could try to scry again.
I'm going to try Super Pages. I'm just going to go on Super Pages, look up the guy. If it's publicly available, it's there.
I don't want to have to go punch an Aegis agent so I can use sympathetic magic.
Is it publicly available, John?
I mean, there is a address for Hightower.
All right. What neighborhood?
He lives in an apartment downtown.
Okay. Ugh, that muddies things a little bit. But only somewhat. There's a way I can look into this. If he and his people are stupid enough to pocket what they find right in front of their bosses, they're probably not smart enough to sell outside of their own living. They're probably not smart enough to sell outside of their neighborhoods. I'm going to go question people.
Oh, okay. I have some stuff to do at my house. I'm working on something.
Fair
So
enough.
if you find anything, give me a call.
Will do.
Question, Ed, does your character have a cell phone yet?
No shit, god damn it. No, he doesn't.
You still need photo ravens.
Yeah, so he says will do and then tosses you a burner phone.
Okay, fair enough. Really need to buy one of these for myself. Maybe hit up a CVS.
The burner phone has just like one phone number programmed into it. Clearly, it's meant to give to. Clearly, it's meant to actually be given to people, so they can contact him. And yeah, and then he will step out of the Hope of Bruin, grapple hook into the sky, and peace out. He's gonna go beat up some people.
Okay. So you're going to go beat up some people.
I'm gonna go beat up a person.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you who I'm gonna beat up when we get to that.
Okay. What's the rest of the party doing? What's Warpfire doing?
Probably going to try and find out more information about the drugs. So get some more information that way. Kind of do some research on that end, I guess.
Okay.
Good luck with that. I'm gonna be working on my costume. I kind of want to be incognito with all this shit going down. Plus, I kind of am getting a bad reputation because of my granddad. Anyway, I'll see you later. He'll pat a Warpfire on the shoulder and walk off. And go home and start sewing together pieces of burlap and cloth into a mask.
Oh, this is going to be lovely.
I guess Warfire heads back to his title and start looking through all his D&D book, trying to find a creature that would fit that can use post-cognition.
Okay, all right. And sorry, Tyler, I'm not super familiar with your character since he hasn't been around much. What's his name again?
You can just call him Sho,
Mhm.
because his name is basically gibberish.
Okay.
It's Shomat Vakuth.
Okay. So what's Sho doing, having arrived to everyone talking about all these matters he isn't really apprised of?
He's eating a plate of something that looks kind of like beetles, but like alien beetles, and like someone eating popcorn when not understanding the situation.
Mhm.
It's like, yeah, this is good job, team. Yeah, let's do this. Yeah, he has no idea what he's doing. Like, do you want me to do anything, guys? I'm here. I had to go do stuff. Sorry, guys.
I can only assume that if he were there, like legit, I can only assume that if he were there at the meeting, someone caught him up. We're not fools. Most of us aren't fools.
To be fair, I came in.
I'm not a
this
fool.
Conversation, so.
Yeah, I mean, probably like when it started and you showed up, Penumbra explained that they were following up on a lead that they gained during that first drug bust that they all did, where everything just kind of went to hell.
Mm-hmm.
It took them to the abandoned warehouse district, where they found two warehouses side by side. One was filled with people making super drugs. Another was filled with agents of Aegis who were about to do a hit on that super drug warehouse. And then things went awry. Aegis is kind of we are in hot blood with, or we are in hot water with Aegis.
I like hot blood more.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, we're in hot water with Aegis, and also we discovered that someone, a particular guy, Captain Hightower, is in charge of a special elite unit of super tech and super drug busting badasses for Aegis. Is actually he and his unit are actually pocketing super tech and super drugs that they can sell later.
Well, that's great.
And so we are we are on one hand interested in figuring out, following more leads about these particular super drugs, and also on the other hand interested in getting rid of this Hightower guy, because we really don't want Aegis breathing down our necks. Also, Dan had arranged to lure said guy Hightower to a house that we all then proceeded to bug with various techs and magics. But instead of Hightower showing up, it was our characters from a side campaign, from an Aegis campaign.
Oh, like where you were the detective girl and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So Dan is going to go track them down and see what the hell. So that should catch you up now.
Okay. Since I'm not 100% sure what's going on, though that was a good rundown, but in character, I'm kind of still somewhat out of the loop.
Penumbra gives you a good rundown, so you're no longer out of the loop.
It's a good rundown, but I'm saying that, like, even with that, I feel like he knows stuff, but he wants to tag along with someone because he doesn't quite have a good handhold to go on his own, if that makes sense.
Ha.
Tag with Penumbra.
Give me a second. Let me look. I'm going to look at my relationships and see who I should tag with.
I mean, you could tag along with Dan being the only person who doesn't have a side character they could play in that interaction.
This is also a very fair point.
Yeah. So I would say, I was thinking Dan. Also, I have influence over Dan. So,
fair enough.
But also my relationships are, I should follow Renzo's lead while I'm here, and Vincent is boring, and I'm going to make him more interesting.
If you come with me, you're going to see some interesting things.
Like violence.
Violence.
I think I'm going to go with Dan because I'll fit on with that one, I think.
Yeah, I mean, if at the end, show is kind of like, well, where should I be? Penumbra will just be like, Dan could use backup. I know they're just kids and all, but
still, I'm happy to help.
Sounds good.
I've technically, counting now and when we first met, I've been in this reality for approximately maybe 20 hours. I'm still getting the grasp of things.
20 hours? I think it's been more of a couple of weeks.
I wasn't here for the last few weeks. The people back home needed me.
Uh-huh.
So what you're saying is you've got commitment issues.
Ha.
I do my people's flip-off maneuver.
Nice jazz hands.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. Then Penumbra will peace out to go to stalk a particular person or peoples.
Right, well, you come with me. Let's intimidate some kids.
All right.
Sounds like a plan.
So Dan,
Mm-hmm.
how are you expecting to confront these children?
Well, I'm thinking I put on a ghost costume and start haunting the old Cratchy Manor, and then when they get sent in to investigate that,
I mean, I can absolutely help with that plan. I can
well,
tell
the
you
thing
that.
is, I know. Well, the thing is, I'm pretty certain, all apart from oh god damn it, I can't remember the name of the characters. Everyone apart from Regina, I think, is in Aegis custody. So Regina's probably the one I'm going to have to get in contact with because that's going to be the only one with a public profile. I don't think any of the others are going to be like on social media. Unless I'm wrong.
I
If I
believe
were-
we established that Lars has some sort of Twitter.
Oh god. Oh
Or,
god.
no, he has an Instagram where he reviews objects.
Yes, he does.
Oh god. In which case, I'm gonna flip a coin for something because Dan's gonna look at the two kind of accounts and go, okay, smart, switched on, and I can have a discussion with. Kind of stupid and can easily be manipulated into meeting with me. God damn it! I feel like a real bastard about that. Hang on a second. Let me just. Okay. He's taking the moral high ground here, and he's going to get in contact with. He's going to get in contact with Regina. Oh god, that would have just been like almost a moral event horizon of no, I can't. That's really shitty.
But why is he talking about the taste of pencils?
He is probably still looking at that and just going, huh. Well, that explains why he was walking around licking everything in that apartment. What the hell? Yeah, he will get on his phone and I'm assuming he's probably got like a man in black like official Twitter handle he uses, and he DMs Regina, going along the lines of, "Have information I wish to discuss with you and your friends. Are you available to meet?"
She replies, let's see. She replies saying, well, first she proceeds to research who this man in black is.
Apparently, he has a device he uses to wipe people's memories, and he
I'm not Will Smith. You ass. And although I'm younger than that, I'm not fucking Jaden Smith. Ugh.
Yeah. She will say, she'll send a message, say, like, giving a, like, it's a very pleasant message. I don't know. Okay, first she'll ask, in regards to what case?
No, that's fair enough. Just responds. Just responds with the address they got sent to.
Okay.
So, what Regina knows about that address and why they were sent there is because they were supposed to be meeting up with the superhero Warpfire to bring him to Aegis custody for questioning. And then there was a house with a camera, and that's about it.
Okay.
Was the goal to have Lars turn into an insulated box that they put him inside of so he can't burn anything?
No, they told you to that while the target may be hostile, they also have reached out for contact. Be on your guard, but hopefully this will not be an issue.
Fair enough.
Okay. Yeah. She then replies saying, "We'll meet you at that same address. 4:00 today."
I'll be there with a friend. And yeah, I'll leave it at that. Yeah, most likely he's been doing all of this while I'm assuming well, Maisie's just been kind of standing there. Fucking forgot your name.
Show.
There we go.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm having to refer to two separate character sheets, so I'm just kind of looking at the wrong ones. Yeah, just looks at Show and goes, right, we're going to be meeting these guys at, well, the apartment we were going to do the recon at. I've tried to make it as roundabout as possible, but I can't guarantee they're not going to inform Aegis about this, so we probably want to case the place before we go in.
And Aegis is that like fancy human
Aegis,
studying superheroes or policing superheroes or something, right?
Yeah, Aegis are basically the alphabet soup agency for superpowered people. Normally, they're totally on the level. They've done a huge amount to keep this planet safe, but this doesn't seem to be a good example.
I don't see what this has to do with them like making lettered soup. I don't.
I keep forgetting this. Never mind. Just if you see any Aegis agents or black vans or anything that looks like maybe government agency stuff, I know you haven't been here for long, but it's kind of universal. Just let me know. The last thing I want to do is get thrown in the back of a van.
Will do. I'll tell you if I see anything.
Thank you.
Stag beetle just offers the bowl to you.
Are they still moving?
No.
Yeah, all right. How do they taste?
They taste blue. They got like a blueberry taste.
Okay, what's the texture like?
Crunchy.
Oh, they're not like a gusher then.
It's like if someone made like a blueberry Rice Krispie. That's what I'll describe it as.
Oh man! In which case, he kind of reluctantly bites into one, has a few chews, goes, and kind of takes a couple more and puts them in his pockets. This is unfortunately good. Can I have these on cereal? Oh man, that'd be good. By the way, what have you been thinking of like this planet's food so far?
I mean, like, there's a lot of stuff that's really sweet and like not used to that. I'm used to natural like fruit sweet, not like not like this stuff and like picks up a Snickers bar that's there. This is sweet, and like that's strange to me.
No, I'll give you that. Actually, a lot of the candy bars around here are kind of heavy duty, super sugary.
Yeah.
Dark chocolate might be your kind of thing.
Probably.
Cool. At some point, we've got to take you to Red Lobster. But apart from that, yeah, let's take care of this first.
Sounds good.
And away they go. John, you might be muted.
I am muted. Yes.
Yeah.
So, Regina, do you contact Aegis, or are you just bringing your friends? What is your plan?
She just brings her friends.
All right. Laya is mysteriously unavailable
For reasons.
for reasons.
She's busy getting degassed at the moment.
Hmm.
Just comes back out and somehow manages to have an afro. That was unpleasant.
All right. So, I suppose being older and not having to use the bus for transportation, the Dan manages to get there. No, you ride a guitar.
Oh no, of course I got my fucking guitar scooter. That's infinitely better. It just goes right and like drops the guitar case onto the ground and pulls up the handlebars.
It shows just like I can do this a lot quicker if you really wanted me to.
Shut up, my ways, mate. My way's cooler.
Fine.
Takes off with a high pitched whine.
I will point out as a narrator, Dan's way is not in fact cooler.
just the voiceover as he says it. Man, I got Morgan Freeman to do this.
Dan's
Little
way
did he know.
was not in fact cooler.
Fuck's sake. So yeah, they probably head through the town fairly quietly. Obviously keeping as low profile as you can when you're riding a guitar case like a scooter, until they get maybe a block out, and then gets off it and walks the rest of the way, keeping his eyes open.
Mm-hmm. All right. Are you waiting inside the house or outside the house?
Hmm.
Do you go in to collect Penumbra's Canberra?
I vote inside the house just so we can be like sitting there, like having a nice meal or something, or like tea or whatever when they come in.
In this abandoned ass house?
Yeah, just like we set up a table and just start eating. It's great.
Fair enough. We've swung by Subway on the way through.
Pretty much. It's like
Yeah, all right. We're just in there then, I suppose. I'll Dan will go in to grab Penumbra's camera and stash that.
Show is just writing something in a notebook.
Question for Team Aegis: did you leave that camera behind, or did you take it as evidence?
That would be up to Regina.
Probably took it as evidence.
All right.
In which case, the camera bamps out of existence in Dan's hands.
Just looks at them and says, no!
It fades away into particles of dust.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, so Dan, you go to look for the camera, but it is not there. You can assume that Aegis has snagged it.
Penumbra's going to be pissed. Oh well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he will sit down and eat his marinara sub.
Mm-hmm. All right. Meanwhile, outside, 3 children get off the public bus.
Okay, guys. From everything I
still
could
think
find,
we should have gotten here faster so we could have, snuck up on them.
I mean, yeah, it's true. That would have been a good idea. But from everything I was able to find, this person is possibly on the level. Possibly.
How transparent is the mask of who the man in black used to be? Like, is it kind of obvious to everyone, like but everyone's polite about it, or is it kind of actually?
No, it is actually not obvious because we established that castmate Dan put actual effort into hiding his identity.
Yeah.
He's been a hero for a while, so it should be okay.
I mean, he's been a hero for like a couple months.
But he's been seen in relation of other more well-known heroes, though, right? He should have been.
Not really. The Man in Black's known associates are Warpfire, Penumbra, some dude who remains nameless who disappeared through a portal, and the son of a supervillain, or the grandson of a supervillain. Like, these are the known associates of the Man in Black.
Esteemed
Never mind.
company.
Never mind then.
Like I said, on the level-ish.
I am
It's
definitely
okay.
the most respectable of all of these reprobates.
It hurt a lot, but I can become a taser.
I will say it's funny that like he's the most respectable. I'm like that's only because I'm the most like middling of all of them because nobody knows anything about me.
Until further evidence is available, you are untrustworthy.
They know you showed up and stole drugs into somewhere. Like that's the amount people know about you.
A bunch of people appeared in robes, took drugs, and left.
Man, that sounds like my Sunday nights.
It's
So-
okay though, guys.
The
I have
cult-
brought enough smoke bombs for all of us.
Oh,
Cool.
And she
can I
hands
have one?
smoke bombs to she hands smoke bombs to both of them.
Please don't lick it.
He's about to put his mouth and stops.
They're hide. They're impact
He
based.
said that.
Don't put them in your mouth. Walking around with a head like a Van Halen concert. Fuck's sake. Anyway.
Okay, let's go. And then she will she'll lead the twins and
Are you going
Alright.
to knock on the door or just walk in?
it's supposed to be abandoned, so she'll just walk in.
In which case, you rapidly see rapidly see a figure all dressed in black rapidly turn around, throwing a meatball sub onto the table and pulling their mask back on. Oh no, it's on the inside of the. Oh, damn it. Oh, that's going to stain. Turns back around.
Oh, we should have gotten Subway.
I mean, there's half a sub left if anyone wants it, but I really doubt it.
No, I'm really not a fan of Subway.
Stag Beetle? There's a random like guy who looks like an Arabian Nights reject in the back with a bowl of stag beetles.
They are actually pretty good.
No, I think I'm gonna pass on that.
I
Your
don't
loss.
lick animals.
Admittedly, we have just. I understand. I appreciate the reservations. Obviously, I've only been active in this city for a while, and you've been invited to an abandoned apartment, and two random dudes have just offered you something to eat. So it's yeah, okay. I'm appreciating the weirdness of this situation.
So what kind of Vitas are those, anyways?
Ravinian stag beetles.
Any particular special about them other than they're good for eating?
They're blue. I mean, they're good for eating. That's
Oh,
Um,
also, Regina uses she at some point will use it like check on like this real small telescope. Like, so check on it real quick and then put it back in her bag. It is a telescope to identify if a person is really a person or not.
Ah,
Right?
nice.
They are, in fact, people.
All right, good to know.
The Beatles do say consume on them, though.
Oh god, that's terrifying.
I'm joking.
G modded. But yeah,
Yeah, I just start rambling about biological stuff. Some of the words sound legitimately made up because they're not normal human words.
Dan just kind of hears him start going off on this, rolls his eyes for a second, and goes, "All right, so I'm probably wondering why I asked you to come here."
Yes, I believe it has to do with your associate Warpfire.
Amongst other things, yes. I can only assume Aegis is your handler or some kind of cooperator in whatever you guys are doing.
They're not supposed to.
Specify.
Are they supposed to advertise that they work with Aegis?
No, they're supposed to be a little bit more covert than that. Mostly because it would look real bad for Aegis being employing children.
That's fair. I don't really know what you're talking about.
No, that's fair. Can't confirm or deny. I think they're probably violating at least a few child labor laws at the moment.
Hey, Dan. There's this move. It's called Pierce the Mask. If you don't believe someone,
This is also very true. I forgot there were moves in this game.
Wait, you mean this isn't a narrative freeform?
What?
I did actually play at some point. If you guys ever want to do it, I can get hold of the rules for Aesthetic, which is a almost silent hero's journey told by a bunch of people, and it is. We basically did Mothman Samurai Jack. It was amazing.
Oh, that sounds amazing. Yeah.
It was fucking baller. Right, so Pierce the Mask is mundane, and I think my mundane's pretty good. Yeah, it's +3. Let's give that a whirl. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, I crushed that.
I think I'll get Leo to press the mask on the other team too. If you actually being
So yeah, on a 10+, ask me 3 questions.
Well, I suppose the first one is how could I get your character to reveal their allegiance?
Treat them as an equal.
Okay. What do you want me to do?
Explain or give any sort of evidence or clues or anything that she can follow up on related to the Warpfire case.
Okay. And how could I gain influence over you?
That is going to be the same as how to get her to reveal her allegiance. You have to treat her like an equal.
Okay, that's fair enough. I'll take all of that.
You cannot treat her like a child. You have to treat her like an adult.
No, that's fair.
Okay, I also rolled first mask on you on the Man in Black, and I rolled an 11 with a.
Nice.
I rolled a straight 10 there. It's like
That's pretty good.
So what are you really planning, basically, kind of thing there, right now?
What am I really planning?
Me and these kind of kids in the.
Good question. I'm trying to think of a way of quantifying that. To figure out to figure out how far Aegis is willing to go.
Second question is, what do you want me to do, but kind of the team in general, the kids?
I suppose to be open but discreet.
John, I think you're breathing heavily.
Third question would be, how can I get your character to talk about what's really happening?
Um,
Or what you know, kind of.
Again, I think like Nate, that's probably the answer to my previous question: is be open, but also discreet in terms of sharing information, but not obviously sharing it with Aegis.
Okay.
Cool. So yeah,
It's kind of you can kind of play on two different sides here. It's kind of
we both Sherlock Holmes each other.
yes.
It's both original and emotional level.
Meanwhile, Lars is
What is he licking?
Has smoke pouring from his face.
Is he going to pierce the mask on show? Am I going to have to pierce the mask back just to keep this
No,
circle going?
but what he is doing is he's looking around at things around the room and at the people and where they're at, and he's gonna assess the situation.
Okay.
Because if shit goes down, he wants to know how to be prepared. Let's see. Oh god, I rolled a 12.
Oh my god.
Everyone's going high after all this time.
Well, let me see what his stats are for superior. Okay, his stats is -1, so that's an 11.
That's still even at 12. Even if you got a -2, you still super succeed ahead.
When it comes to looking for things to lick, he is absolutely on point.
Okay. What are your questions, Ed?
Who here is the most vulnerable to me?
I'm gonna say the Men in Black, despite like training and gadgetry. Dan does not actually have superpowers anymore.
Hmm.
He is most likely the most normal human in this room, other than Regina.
And what here can I use to intimidate the Arabian-looking dude?
Deportation? Sorry. God, this universe's version of Ice must be fucking horrifying.
What the fuck?
I'm sorry, I'm on a weird
This shit
mood
on
at
my
the moment.
Okay,
channel.
they're either super horrifying or they're so ineffective that they are basically nothing. One or the other.
Yeah, I'm just flat out super villains. Oh god.
Let's just say
I'm
there's a
sorry.
hive city full of children down near the border.
Wow.
Oh god. Well, I mean, at the very least, that means Ron Perlman's going to show up there and beat everyone up and save the kids. So, is he a
Okay.
lost children joke? No. All right.
I appreciate it.
Okay, I guess.
I guess I have to answer this question.
Yeah,
I'm really sorry, guys.
no.
I'm
But
also sorry because I'm the one who asked the question.
Honestly, here's the thing. Honestly, I think Sho would be intimidated by just an act of aggression. Like, sure, this is a dangerous situation, but he thinks that he's here to talk. And once again, Sho is not necessarily a fighter, even though he carries a weapon. Like, literally, it's a gun, but he just primarily uses the grapple attachment.
That's fair. That's fair.
all right.
So yeah, this kid who's like clearly wearing like a Dare T-shirt from the '90s and ripped
Oh
jeans.
my god, that is an aesthetic. I love it.
It's just sizing both of you up.
There's probably just like a pause in the conversation as both Dan and
Everyone
Dan
just
and
stares
Sho-
at each other.
Well, just as Dan and Sho are just sized up by this kid, by fucking Lars, and just like, huh.
You're just glaring at him, and he's just there eating a stag beetle. I'm just like,
On one side, it's the Kill Bill, wee woo. On the other hand, it's just breakfast.
By the way, did anybody tell Show that when they did a reverse image search on Lars, they got a whole bunch of information about a serial killer?
No,
No.
that was not mentioned.
Honestly, that kind of slipped our minds. In fact, at this moment, Dan is probably looking at Lars and ever so slightly puckering. But at the same time thinking, this kind of explains some things.
You know what? I'm going to make it even, and I'm going to assess the situation as well.
You get a roll, and you get a roll.
Roll plus 10 again. Everyone
just
rolling plus.
made aware that we had move lists we could use. Now we all have to use the move lists.
Okay, so that's plus superior, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, that is a 7 exactly.
There we go.
What is
So
your
look at
question?
You know what? I'm going to go for my sharpened eyes move. Who here is susceptible to my words?
I think we know the answer to that.
I mean, theoretically, all of them, they don't seem actively aggressive.
Except for the one kid that's literally like half seething right now.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Is he mean mugging?
Okay, so everybody seems
so
susceptible to my words.
I guess since you don't know these characters, the reason why Lars's like reverse image search came up with a bunch of serial killer stuff is because Lars is technically from the past, and in the future, he becomes a notorious killer.
Oh, he's playing the innocent.
Yeah, he's playing the innocent, and then
I'm playing my character, the joint of the innocent, so it's basically twins from the past. You're shapeshifting.
Interesting.
The one does inanimate objects, one does animals, kind of thing.
Yeah, and a running theme with Lars especially is developmentally, like from a parental point of view, something seriously has gone wrong.
And for some reason, the twin brother is seemingly normal for now.
And that's kind of more, and that's honestly very concerning. Because that implies one of two things, and I honestly don't know which one's worse. But anyway, that's the situation at hand. Now that everyone's stopped glaring at each other for a moment.
I don't know. Does Regina wanna?
Yeah, I rolled a move.
Okay. What did you roll?
Straight up creeping.
All right.
All right, so who or what here is not what they seem?
Show.
I mean, again, like probably me, because I've got a previous identity.
Yeah, I'll say like Show is weird because Show doesn't act like a person because he's not from like Show acts like somebody who's from somewhere else.
Which is fine. Like that's okay.
Yeah. The Man in Black does not act like a newbie who's been at this for a couple months. He acts like somebody who's used to being in charge and is used to like dealing with shit.
Okay. Then let's also do what here is worth grabbing.
There's a pretty rad guitar case over there.
Yeah, I'll say that you can tell that the only non-standard thing that the Man in Black is carrying is that guitar case. The other guy, however, has you could probably get some shit out of those pockets. He probably has some good shit.
Okay. Yeah. Regina will set that information to the side for now. She might bring it up at some point.
Cool. I forgot what Regina said last time, but Dan will fold his arms, lean up against something, and nod to the rest of you. So, guess it's worth just being straight with you guys. We suspect that someone in particular within Aegis is performing illegal ops, or at the very least, corrupt, and is skimming off the top of ops they're performing.
Wait, they wouldn't do that.
A couple of nights ago,
Government.
me and some of my associates here were scouting out some warehouses. One group of us managed to find a drug manufacturing lab. The other team managed to actually find an Aegis stakeout who were preparing to raid the lab. Things got a little bit heated on their end, but when they raided the lab, they didn't just shut the place down. They ended up privately confiscating some of the stuff they found. Now, are any of you guys familiar with an Aegis agent called Hightower?
Are we?
I don't think so.
You are not.
No, I'm not familiar.
Now that's interesting, because he's the one we tried to get to show up here. Hence the surveillance equipment. So you may not know him, but he knows who you are, and he's very capable of using you to do his business. I'm not here to scare you or to throw down any kind of challenge. I just want to let you guys know there is something going on inside Aegis which could be a threat to maybe to you, maybe to other heroes, but something bad is going down, and I guess I just want to check you guys out and make sure this wasn't going to be a problem.
You're going to have to forgive me for being a little skeptical.
Understandable.
You see, you're a professional. You haven't just been around for a couple of months. And we were originally coming here following a case regarding one of your associates.
Warpfire.
Mm.
Yeah.
So it would stand to reason if I were I in your shoes and I was trying to protect one of my associates, getting me to look inward and distrust my allies would be the best possible way of buying time. And judging by the way you compose yourself, again, you've been doing this for more than a couple months.
All right. Well, that's a fair point, I guess. In which case, how about if I gave you maybe a little bit more about this?
Please.
So, judging by the gap back there, you guys found a camera when you came in here last time.
Uh-huh.
That belongs to another friend of mine, and I kind of put friend in air quotes with this one. Have you heard of someone called Penumbra?
Yeah, I have.
Kind of semi-reformed. It's complicated.
You wouldn't know
I mean, you would
Wouldn't
not
actually
know
know
that.
Oh no, I would I?
Yeah, you do not know his original identity. You only know him as this kind of brutally efficient dude that showed up.
He's really intense, and if he gets angry, he'll snap a phone in half.
No, this is true, actually.
But you also know he learns from his mistakes, and he built a phone into his helmet.
But yeah, so not that bit, but he goes, yeah, that's his camera, and from what I'm aware, he's probably the other guy on Aegis' shit list. So if that name comes up at any point in the future, especially if they start getting cagey about where they got it from, just take that as a possible hint. It's hard for us to prove anything right now. We're still feeling around the edges of this, and I mean, it's Aegis, man. The resources they've got are absolutely astonishing. I mean, we're just heroes, man. We're just trying to do what we can, right? I mean, that's why you do this. It's not just a hobby for you, is it?
She nods.
And I think he kind of nods to Lars and Leo. You guys are here for more entrenched reasons with Aegis.
Yes, they are helping us right now. So
You're not supposed to say that we're in any way associated with Aegis.
he knows.
Okay,
Yeah,
but
to
tell
do
your
it-
friend to stop purchasing Nikon brand cameras. They're disgusting.
Did you? You did, didn't you? Okay. I'll pass that on. I'm sure he'll appreciate the update. Is there a brand you'd recommend?
I mean, GoPro, maybe Sony. There's always Pentax. Anything but Nikon.
Okay. I'll bear that in mind. But just for the most part, I honestly don't think it's the whole of Aegis. I don't think they're wholly bad. But if someone far enough up the food chain is able to just have you guys come over and check out a lead specifically tailored to one specific agent, that makes me think that they're capable of just using whatever resources are available to them.
I am going to remind you that the reason they know they're after specifically Penumbra and Warpfire is because they both showed up at an Aegis stakeout without warning.
Yeah, it's the fact that they just started immediately shooting was kind of
they
a concern.
started immediately shooting because somebody's phone went off in the vents when they were, preparing to do a raid.
There is still such a thing as due fucking procedure when it comes to engaging. You don't just light up a dumpster when you hear something in there unless you have a big fucking problem with raccoons.
I gotta say, my problem is
Godspeed,
not
Crash Avenger.
my problem is
Witnessed.
not with raccoons. It's with dumpsters.
Fuck dumpsters. Blah blah blah.
Like I see a dumpster and I'm like, "Yo, fucking dumpster!" and I throw a grenade in it.
That sounds like a very Penumbra thing to do.
Hey,
No, this is a me. This is
Okay,
me,
fair enough.
Nate Knapp, the
It
guy
still
who throws
sounds like a
grenades in
very
dumpsters.
Penumbra. It still
Dumpster
sounds like a
slayer.
very Penumbra thing to do.
So Regina she'll just nod and then say, "What were your friends doing at an Aegis stakeout?"
We were patrolling. We were just looking around, trying to see if there's anything we could do. Like, I don't know about you guys. We don't tend to have cases drop into our laps. We tend to have to kind of be proactive about it.
But in the warehouse district, she just kind of looks at something on her phone. That isn't so much Penumbra style, and it definitely isn't Warpfire's.
No, it's mine.
There, she raises a brow.
Look, this shit I am responsible for. I got my friends in trouble, and I'm trying to find a way to get everyone back out of it.
We are a team. We don't do things like this alone. Everybody has their own style, and just because when a team is doing something doesn't mean that I lost my track on that one. I'm sorry. It just goes back to eating a beetle.
No, show's got a point.
Okay.
We're here for each other, and this was not just a Warp Fire and Penumbra running off and doing whatever the hell they wanted. We coordinated ourselves. If it had been flipped the other way, it would have been me and my other friends in that situation getting shot at by Aegis agents. Aegis agents who engaged with a contact without even identifying themselves first.
I can respect that, though, being part of a team. Obviously.
Well, I can see that. Where's your grey friend? There was like a fourth one of you, wasn't
Busy
there?
at the moment.
Okay. Feel free to bring them up to speed on all of this.
There are great aliens in this reality too? Oh boy.
It was more like a pearlescent silver. It was very strange.
Oh. Erases notes. Realizes he writes in pen. Sighs. Scratches out.
Something about not breaking continuity.
Regina will then ask, so this Hightower guy,
Yeah.
how do you know anything about him?
I'm going to need to wave at the GM and go, please help. Because I've got him on my notes. I can't remember how he got that information.
Out of character, I can tell you.
I mean, go ahead, Nate.
Wasn't it that we literally saw him pocketing him and his goons pocketing super drugs, and also their fucking identification was on the front of their uniform.
As well as
it
some
was
scrying done
also-
too. There's also some
Yeah.
scrying done.
Yeah,
It
there
was scrying was specifically how you got his name.
Okay.
And that was Warpfire, wasn't it?
Yep, I set fire to his desk by accident.
You set fire to somebody's desk by accident.
Okay, fair enough.
My scrying spell had some explosive components to it. Didn't need to add that extra syllable to my spell.
Oh god, yeah. Okay, yeah. So Dana, yeah, just pass it on. Well, twofold really. Warpfire knows how to scry, and he was able to pull up Hightower's name. Plus, the guy was not necessarily being discreet. He pretty much had, once he had the whole place on lockdown, just started stuffing that stuff into his pockets.
So Warpfire really is a real wizard?
Insofar as I've been unable to prove he's not, yes. Please don't lick anything he does. I'm sorry, I haven't. I'm just kind of. I realize I've been so rude. Extends a hand towards Lars. Goes, Man in Black. Nice to meet you, kid.
Lars. Wait, no, I'm not supposed to say that. Oh,
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. What's your
Forget
superhero
that.
name? What's your superhero name?
I'm Morph.
Nice to meet you, Morph. Gives him a handshake. Goes over to Leo. And Anima. Nice. And looks over to Regina.
I don't have a special identity. I'm just Regina C. McGowan, girl detective.
Man, that sounds like a book. That's it. That's good. Well,
Quick
nice to meet
question:
all of you.
Are there actually books based off of Regina, Girl Detective?
No.
Okay.
But that's probably
But-
what inspired her.
That is what she was inspired specifically because by loving by growing up reading
Not Nancy Drew.
no not just straight up Nancy Drew.
Oh, okay.
No, she grew up reading Nancy Drew and Hardy Boys books, but also grew up reading Naruto.
Fuck's sake.
Because I really wanted show to be like, you're that Regina, Girl Detective?
No, there are no books based on her.
In this universe.
But yes, she did in fact grow up on Nancy Drew books, Hardy Boy books, and Naruto, and so that has resulted in her being one half girl detective, one half ninja, but you can't tell that she's also a ninja because she's a ninja.
Okay.
So she punches out other ninjas.
Until she throws a smoke bomb.
I just want her caltrops to be D4s.
Yes, of course. So, she's just like, all right. So, here's one of the things. It's not just that we were searching for him because of him showing up at the at that Aegis raid. It's that there's been some fear.
Mm-hmm.
He teleports and flies, and it's fairly uncontrollable and in residential areas.
I heard he set a gazebo in the park on fire.
There's also that.
In his defense, that was a high-level gazebo. It could have been a threat to anyone. I'm joking. No, you're all right.
It belonged to a little old lady who asked me to help find the arsonist.
Okay, I can't make excuses for my friends and the stuff they use.
So what I was going to say, you help us keep him from being from terrifying innocent people and causing collateral damage all over the city. And during my own investigations into this, into Hightower, I will feed you some information.
Are we turning into double agents?
Just as she says that, Dan is just like looking in the middle distance of, can I theoretically keep this promise? Knowing how uncontrollable those powers are and how little experience and capability I have in controlling them. Yeah, you just go.
You can always get back to me on this.
I can't guarantee it, but I will try, as I have been trying.
Keep trying to.
Warpfire has good intentions and he wants to help, but at the same time, it's like when the world gives you nothing but hammers, everything starts looking like nails. When you've got magic as the solution to 110% of the problems you've got, you're going to use it for everything.
Well, yes, but
It's just going to take him time to learn what stuff you kind of shouldn't.
I understand that. But my finding information is guaranteed. I already have a phone in to get a lot of information on any one specific person in the organization. So that would be trading a guarantee for something that isn't guaranteed. Do you understand the hesitancy?
Then how about this? Because I don't make promises I can't keep, or at least I can't guarantee I can keep. For as long as Warpfire remains a non-problem, are we willing to work together?
Yes.
And that's the best I can honestly offer you.
And yeah, she'll reach out to shake his hand.
Oh god, yeah, we have lost Richard. But yeah, he will.
Do you have any?
He'll.
He's on Discord saying a thing,
He just dropped.
probably about how he dropped.
Yeah, he'll nod and shake her hand.
All right. Well, I think you gain influence over her because you treated her like an equal.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
So you did the thing.
Can I have Warpfire's phone number?
I don't
I
think
want to DM him.
Warpfire doesn't.
I don't know any wizards.
Warpfire doesn't really have a phone. He's honestly still struggling with a lot of modern technology right now. Tell you what, you've got your Instagram feed, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
I saw your reviews for a bunch of things. Kind of cool, actually. I'll give him your Instagram feed, and he can always DM you on there. How about that?
Okay.
When he gets a phone. And you said not Nikon, something like Sony would probably be better for cameras.
Mm-hmm.
I'll pass it on.
Okay.
Yeah, looks back over at Show. You got anything to add?
Well, I was going to muse a bit philosophically about Warpfire and the interdimensional concept of power batteries and all this sort of thing, but instead, he puts his notebook in one of his pockets, or it's like his bag or something. Pulls out another notebook, rips out a piece of paper, writes something down.
Sorry about that. It seems like my browser all of a sudden just crashed there for no reason. Seems like.
Oh no.
Welcome back.
Okay, so what did I miss?
Tacit agreement to keep sharing information for as long as Warpfire is not a problem for the city. And well, because he couldn't promise that Warpfire wasn't going to be a problem. The best he could do was, I will desperately try to stop him blowing shit up with magic.
Get him. Okay. So you can try and get him to.
Like, if you can give me a guarantee, I'll give them a guarantee, but I don't think we can go for that.
No guarantee, but I
I
can
can't
try.
guarantee the Nova isn't going to be the Nova.
Yeah. The only thing is to see if we can try and fix the problem, but that might make things worse.
Anyway, Show was saying.
Anyways, that's what I'm saying. So I put away a notebook I've been writing in. I open another notebook. I rip out a piece of paper. I write something down on that, and it's like, here, this is my interdimensional mail address. Just send me an email, or text, and looks to Man in Black, looks to Dad, like, is he using these words right?
I guess if they can be linked.
It's an interdimensional email. It works.
All right, but I don't know how quantum physics-based communications work. Okay.
Yeah, just send me one here. And, like, if you can't message this guy or you can't message any of the others, here's my shit. There, like, slides this piece of paper over.
Yeah, I have to concede. He's probably going to be the most secure line of communication, considering it's very hard to hack a terminal on a different plane of existence. Unless you're on Verizon, in which case they'll just hand that right over. The true villains of this piece. Well, thanks for coming, guys. I'm sorry for the whole cloak and dagger stuff, but hopefully we can figure this out.
Yeah. As long as Warpfire isn't a problem to the city, we should be good.
Yeah. Really? Really, it's Renzo and Penumbra I'm worried about, but I'm basically running around with like how you see people spinning plates. And
So
like, multiple
just
plates
to,
all at once.
I guess just to clarify,
Mhm.
Warpfire is the one that's causing collateral damage.
I mean, insofar as I get, like, what specific kind of collateral damage are you guys talking about here?
Like actual property damage and like showing up explosively, possibly catching roofs on fire. You know,
That gazebo.
and that gazebo.
I mean, there was also if you're talking about the time at the skate park, that was me. I was being chased by a lava squirrel. I had to get through the portal, and then it came through, and I had to. Long story short, that one was me. My bad.
Okay, that's fair. But all my notes on the Penumbra guy is that he's just kind of like gangbuster.
I mean, yeah, he is. He's just kind of intense. Look, I'm basically having to control two wizards and someone with a dark and murky past that I can't possibly work out what it is actually part of. So, forgive me if I'm kind of taking this under pressure. Like, you are currently looking, he gestures at him and show, at the two most emotionally and socially stable members of the entire team.
He knows 2 wizards.
God, so she looks at Leo. On the note of the 2 most emotionally stable people on the team, but she doesn't say anything.
I mean, technically, I'm emotionally stable just because I don't care.
Apathy is a stable emotion.
Yes. Anyway, yeah. She'll just say, I'll be in touch when I have something.
Yeah, you've got our deets. Well, we'll talk soon.
She'll give him a nod. She'll give him a card. She'll give them both a card.
Yeah,
Takes card.
It's her Instagram and or Twitter and etc. Her social medias that are on the back with the front of it just being like Regina C. McGallagher or type of.
Yeah, you kind of nods appreciatively, like, neat, and puts it in his wallet.
Should you? But she gives them cards just in case they ever need a girl detective.
You never know.
But why is her Instagram only detective novels propped up against Starbucks?
Because it's art. Anyway, let's go. And yeah, they will depart.
Mm.
Okay, but I still think Spooky Tuesday shouldn't be a thing.
Just after they leave and close the door, there's just a moment, and then the man in black pulls half a meatball out from inside his mask and goes, "Oh, that's been bothering me the entire time." Yeah. Oh, my mask smells of meatball sub now. This is horrible.
Now, they still have not seen Lars actually transform, have they? I don't think he did it when he went the first time and they saw him on the camera. He's just licking things.
Yeah, well,
I'm pretty
we originally thought he was just very strange, and after meeting him, we still think he's very strange. He's telling us you're going to transform into something.
Oh, he's not.
Oh, okay.
He cannot let the enemy be aware of his talent.
Oh god, yeah. If they do any hanging around afterwards, they'll probably see the man in black just get up, just walk outside, put the guitar case down, and then drive off on it.
He just looks at the guitar case wistfully.
Don't you dare. Don't lick my scooter.
Words Dan never thought he'd have to say.
Most of these sessions include words I never think I'd say.
Child, do not lick my scooter. For the love of God.
You don't know where it's been. Plus, you might accidentally activate some function I'm not aware of yet. Last thing I want to do is explain to the cops. So when did you discover it was a jet cycle? Right about the time a kid started licking it.
Okay. So, I guess now we'll move on to. We know what Renzo's doing. How about Warpfire? What's Warpfire up to?
All I said with Physics before was just saying doing the research and trying to figure something that I can summon for post cognition for finding out more about Hightower and what he was doing, kind of thing.
Please, for the love of God, do not set something on fire this quickly, otherwise you are going to completely undermine this entire scene.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Gilligan cuts a Warpfire in a room full of fire that is somehow frozen solid.
He had to get rid of the red ice, so he created cold fire.
10. The summon goes perfectly normal. I get exactly what I intended. Some kind of outsider with that can peer into the past and tell me more about what happened in Hightower.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what kind of. Couldn't find anything really. I
just imagine a brain with tentacles and a beak.
Sure.
Just like touching your temples with its tentacles, and you're just seeing into the past.
So, are you looking for something specific in the past, or?
I'm trying to find out basically when did Hightower start doing what we think as kind of corrupt to continue. His start of darkness.
Cognition.
Did I get anything from that?
Let's see. Sorry, and you rolled a 10 on that?
Yep.
Okay. So looking into the past, it brings up the image of those accounting notes that you found before, and then you kind of see the outside of a door that has the name Hightower on it. And you can hear from inside, look, I understand that we didn't use most of our budget in the last quarter, but that's because things have been relatively peaceful. We're a reaction squad. We don't do, we can't really account for what we're doing. But if you take our budget, we won't have the resources when a crisis comes. And then another voice says, I'm sorry, but it's hard to justify your existence to the accountants. They don't see the value of having a anti-metahuman squad when the supers manage to police themselves for the most part. Look, what we're giving you is enough to keep maintenance on your current equipment as well as upgrade some of your vehicles. Oh, you mean the those glorified prison transports that you have us drive around and pick up the leftovers from a super battle? If you gave us money to have a real combat vehicles, maybe we could arrive at a scene before we need to start relying on these heroes, and then the connection gets fuzzy and that's all you hear.
Hmm. Interesting. Hmm. Okay, I guess I'll send out a text message with what kind of information I found out there, saying should we meet up to discuss it, kind of thing. Or
Yeah.
discuss what we found out so far.
Well, we still need to find out what Penumbra's been up to.
I'll end my scene basically sending text messages reporting what I found, basically.
Yeah, you can send that off.
So, he has a plan. His plan is going to be is reliant on a particular move of you got a head you don't need.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to try to find a so I'm gonna so he's going to hang in the general neighborhood of Hightower, and he is going to search for a deal. You're basically going to stick to rooftops, and stick to being stealthy, and search for a deal. So I guess I probably should roll a move, shouldn't I, for that?
Yeah.
Which would be assess the situation, maybe?
Yeah, I think that's probably your best bet.
Okay. I get a 7 exact.
Okay. Oh wait, no, I forgot. I actually did make a move for going on patrol, which is kind of what this is.
Okay, sure.
I'll
What's
pull
the
that up.
what's
It's also
the
with superior.
Okay,
so.
well, then it will be a 7 still.
Yeah. Okay. So on a 7, you find what you're looking for, but you have to choose one. It is either worse than you were expecting, or not quite what it seems.
It was worse than I was expecting.
Okay. So, so you're looking around for a drug deal.
Yes. Drug deal in Hightower's neighborhood.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And it's specifically a super soldier drug deal.
Right.
You see,
Okay.
he sees someone. He sees someone peddling meth, and he's like, "Eh, that's not what I'm here for. I'll
Okay.
waste my time with you."
So here's what you see. You see what looks like just some guy going to buy drugs from some other guy. You can kind of tell that these that I'll say that to your experienced eye, you actually can like see like you can tell the buyer isn't. There's something off about him, and it looks like the dealer notices it too, because two other guys come out from like around a corner and like grab the guy, and they like rough him up a bit, and they and it looks like they find that he's wearing a wire.
Well, that's his cue then.
Mm-hmm.
So they are very occupied with this. Yes.
Yes.
Just gonna come out of goddamn nowhere. Firstly, so where is this taking place?
This is taking place in a back alley.
Back alley.
Off of the main drag.
So he's basically on a rooftop then, right?
Yeah, you're a few floors up.
Okay. So he's just kind of like waiting, watches this happen, takes his grappling hook, pulls out the wire, wraps it around a spoke on this rooftop, aims, shoots a man in the shoulder with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then drops from the rooftop to use that guy as a weight.
Okay.
To slow his descent into the alley.
Are you grabbing the dealer or one of the two thugs?
The dealer. He shoots the dealer straight through the shoulder.
Okay. Yeah. So the dealer goes up and you come down, and so one of the thugs goes for his personal supply of super drug. The other one just pulls a gun and points it at the guy's head and says, "Hey."
Okay. He stands there. Let's see here. He will okay, I have a stupid idea. All right, so he is standing there like with a gun against the cop's head, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
The drug dealer was like real close to them during all this, right?
I'm like within 3 or 4 feet.
Okay. So what he's going to do is he's going to hold up his hands. His grappling hook is in one hand, and just as a show of solidarity that, yeah, it's cool. I'm cool. Don't shoot this cop. Himself like not speaking the entire time. He pushes the button to release the wire on his grappling hook.
Okay.
Which will in turn cause the dealer to come crashing down about 2 or 3 stories onto the guy holding a gun to a cop.
I feel like there needs to be some sort of roll to time this out perfectly.
I figure as much too. Would it be directly engaging a threat then?
I don't think you're directly engaging. Isn't one of your powers like gadgets or something? What are your powers?
Abilities, weapons, and martial arts expertise. Gadgets are
I'll count
not my thing.
I'd say it's more of an unleash your powers kind of deal.
Sure.
Changing the environment. There's now a person on top of you.
That's legit. I get a... is there anything I can use to get a boost? I don't think there is. So I would have a 9. I don't think any of my abilities could do that.
But how is it unstable, Nate?
Or do you take a condition?
I'm going to take angry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take a condition. It's angry. You had the gall to do that. You had the gall to take a hostage. It's going to be even worse for you, buddy. So, yeah, that's what he does. He drops the dealer onto that guy, and then without skipping a beat, proceeds to break open the other thug's face.
But just let's say for the record, I've been in a perpetual state of flinch for the last 10 minutes.
I'm gonna
I mean, I wasn't flinched since he impaled a man with a grappling hook.
through the shoulder. He'll live.
Never gonna use that arm right, though.
Well, should have chosen a better career path. This is going to get interesting. So I actually missed on directly engaging that threat.
Okay, so so here's what happens. You were going for the one remaining guy standing who wasn't
Yeah.
a pile of limbs, yes?
Yeah,
Yeah, so he was going for like
he's going for his drugs.
yeah, so you go to go after him and he's already popped his drugs and you just whiff right through him.
Okay. He comes to a stop. Nice trick.
And the guy says, yeah, this is a better one. And he just runs through the side of the wall.
So he's escaping then?
Presumably. You might
Yeah.
just want a wall between you and him when he calls for backup.
Okay. In that case, he kneels down to the cop.
Yeah. The cop is while in the meantime, he has he pulled out some zip tie cuffs and just zip tied the guy who got fallen on before he could get his feet back under him.
Mhm.
And he's pulling out a second pair for the drug dealer after he checks to see if the dude's in a condition to be cuffed properly without incurring major damage.
I'm good, thank you though. I gotta go to bed soon. He's just I have some questions for that one. You're going to want to get out of here.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
They have backup coming.
Oh, yeah, yeah, he'll just grab the one guy. I'm taking this one with me.
I'll drop this one off at your precinct when
Okay.
I'm done.
Thanks. Sorry, I'm not familiar. Are you new to the area?
Penumbra.
Right. Thanks,
And then-
Penumbra.
He gives him a nod. Then he will snap a new coil into his into his grappling hook. Like takes the coil out of the hook that is currently jabbed into this man's shoulder. Snaps the coil off so he can take him easily, and then we'll grapple hook into onto a rooftop with this dealer.
Okay. I mean, dude's in rough shape.
Yeah, I don't figure I'm being resisted here.
No, you're not.
After basically getting a ways away to avoid any backup coming. You're going to need you're going to need medical attention very soon, or you're never going to move that arm right again.
All right.
So, you should probably talk quickly. I have all day. You don't.
All right. What? What
The
do you
drugs, where did you get them?
need? I've got a supplier.
Who is your supplier?
He'll give you a name that is not High Castle and
Hightower.
Hightower. Yes. Yeah, not Hightower. He's. I mean, like everything eventually goes back to the dawn, but I mean that's not news.
There's something you aren't telling me. That supplier. Does he brew this up himself? Or is he getting it for somebody?
I mean,
You're well paid enough to have goons. You know
Okay.
more than you're telling me.
I used to get it from a guy who was dealing out of the warehouse district, but I'm on the last ends of my supply.
Who was this guy?
He'll give you a name again, not Hightower. Why don't you roll Pierce the Mask?
Okay. Ooh, I'm gonna get well on that. Pierce the Mask is mundane. It's +1, so get a 12. How could I get your character to drop Hightower's name? How could I get him to drop Hightower's name?
I will tell you, you can't. Hightower is not involved with this guy's deals.
Okay.
This guy does not know Hightower, and as far as he knows, Hightower is not connected to any of the dealing.
Okay. Let's see. How could I gain influence over him?
By getting him proper medical care
Yeah.
so he's not fucked up for the rest of his life.
Yeah, that's gonna happen. That's fine. The third one is 'cause my last one is that I want to get I want to get like something useful out of him, basically.
Okay.
How could I get your character to tell me something useful?
Hold on. Let me just double check those questions real quick. I think there's actually a better one.
Okay.
Uh,
Is it what are you planning?
no, not.
So what do you intend to do? So I think those two are pretty obvious. What are you really planning? Not dying. What do you intend to do? Not die.
The question you want to ask is, what do you want me to do?
Okay, what do you want me to do then?
He wants you to not ask about the other distributors in his network.
The other distributors in your network, then. I'll have their names.
Okay. Fuck. Yeah. Like he's scared enough of you as it is. Like it takes some sort of like anti-hero, like maybe leave someone to die, bleed to death on a roof bullshit to stab someone through a shoulder and wrench them up like 2 stories and then drop them. So let me just randomly generate some names
He
to give these.
But yeah, if it helps, then he like if he's like immediately hesitant upon like hearing about the demanding to know about his distributors, just kind of like just show the shadow suddenly looming over him, getting closer,
Mm-hmm.
followed by okay, I'll talk.
Mm-hmm.
You're really playing to that angle, aren't you?
Gotta be spooky.
Okay, so I'm just gonna toss this in the masks chat so that we have a continuous record. So these are the 3 names he gives you of the other people who are
Okay.
who have been distributing the drugs to dealers.
Jocelyn Van Rossum, Kira Buckley, and Nicolette Baumhauer. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, so he'll tell you that basically each of these women runs their own production lab and distributes out to the dealers in the city. And while his regular person was probably, you realize, taken out because of the Aegis raid,
Mm-hmm.
these other 3 are still in business. So
Good
and-
to know.
Yep.
And then, without warning, he picks them up and will take them away to a hospital,
all right.
which he will then deposit the guy in front of the emergency room and he'll deposit the guy in front of the emergency room, call the police, and call like the local precinct, and basically be like, the man I owe you's at the hospital right now. Pick him up at your leisure.
Okay. You note down on your character sheet that you now have
Yeah, what's his name? I'll add him.
VJ Walter.
VJ Walter? Oh, VJ. Okay, nice.
You now have influence over VJ.
That's the dealer or the cop that he helped out kind of thing. Yeah.
That's the dealer. He specifically gained influence over him by not just dropping him at the police station, but by making sure he got to a hospital first.
Stab a guy in the shoulder, but you get him to a hospital.
Is
Yeah.
AJ going to be a recurring character, or is he just gonna? Are we just gonna jump in whenever we want to find out things?
It's kind of the thing you have to worry about when you're working in a city full of heroes. They might kind of rough you up something, so it's kind of part of the job.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is, he wasn't sure like what kind of hero he was dealing with because Penumbra does not look like a Penumbra isn't a spandex and cape hero. Like with those, you can be relatively certain that they do not mean to do you permanent harm. Penumbra looks like the kind of guy who'd be like, "Okay, you can go, but I'm taking your legs."
I mean,
You know.
yeah, like to be fair, he's dressed like some kind of high tech PMC shadow operative. So
Yeah. Yeah, he had no idea whether he was going into a ditch or not at the end of the night. So,
he was pleasantly surprised.
yeah.
I'm giving this guy an 11 out of 10 on my my Goomba app. Would be beaten up by and apprehended by again.
No, Penumbra's more like a 6. Like, not fun to fight, but he will not let you bleed to death.
I just like to imagine there's some kind of goon social media network.
There probably is one.
There
Same.
absolutely is, at least in like the darknet or something.
There's just like a really grim version of LinkedIn.
I mean,
There's
how else
just
do you
articles on villains not to work for.
do not
Yeah.
work for, kills most of his minions himself.
And then yeah, he's going to go to the Hope and Ruin to meet up with the others. Since
All right.
that was the last call that was made.
Okay, so everyone will return to the Hope and Ruin.
Nice.
Technically, a certain someone is finishing up their mask
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we
and
still haven't done,
embroidering words to the inside of a suit jacket.
Penumbra has like a couple of blood splotches on whatever shoulder he used to hold the guy up.
Mm-hmm. Oh, by the way, what did Penumbra like take this dude's drugs? Or did he like leave those in an evidence bag with like the hospital staff?
Evidence back with the hospital staff.
Okay. Just checking.
Yeah, because he was returning him. Like a police officer was involved,
Mm-hmm.
and he was returning him directly to a hospital. So, like, the police officer might remember these are the drugs he had, and if the hospital is like he's missing some of those,
Yeah.
that would be suspicious.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I was just wondering.
He doesn't give a fuck about police. On the other hand, he gives a little bit of a fuck about police.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, he goes to the Hope and Ruin to meet with the others to compare notes.
All right. So, yeah, you have all arrived at the Hope and Ruin.
He basically goes to a table and sets that and tosses like 3 cards on the table that have each of the names of the distributors on them.
Mm-hmm. The ghost of a tank rumbles up and offers you a menu.
I'll pass.
Very happy for the shout out. The callback. Thank you.
He just kind of like holds up a hand as if to say, "I'll pass."
The ghost of a tank rumbles off.
Distant sounds of the Russian national anthem fading as it goes.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it! I remember this now. Oh.
Those are pretty cool.
All right, who is next to arrive?
Yes, I'll show up and just sit in the booth, I guess.
I like how the fact that despite we've had quite a short meeting, it's taken. We show up last.
I mean, there was that long moment where everyone was just staring at each other.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, mine probably I'm basically summoning something, and
We did have to wait for the bus to get there too.
This is also true. I just like the idea of us coming back and being like, "Man, that was only 3 blocks, but traffic was a bitch."
Mm-hmm. And Ed, why don't you describe who walks in the door?
Well, that's easy. Renzo walks in the door.
Oh, Renzo's not wearing his new costume?
No, he is not.
Okay.
Fair enough then.
Patchwork can wait.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Dan will we'll probably just gesture to the tank, my usual, and then flops down into the booth. Oh, so you guys had a good hunting?
yep, got some good information about the high tower.
Good.
I got the stuff I needed to perform some psychometry.
Psychometry?
Yeah,
How explosive is that?
it's not. I'm just gonna handle some items and know where they've been.
You're not going to lick it, are you?
I don't do that.
Nah, I met some interesting people today.
Huh.
No, that's all fine. And Penumbra, what about you?
I got 3 names.
Yeah, I thought was that you were playing the most bizarre game of solitaire. Who are these people?
The last 3 major distributors in the city. The last 3 cooks, you could say.
Damn.
Of the super drugs,
Mhm. He nods.
that should give us some good information.
Oh, that's good. That's very good. Yeah, we had a good talk with the kids. They're not too wired into what's going on. They definitely aren't aware of whatever's happening inside Aegis. They are happy to share information as and when things come up, but he kind of gestures to everyone around the table. Just got to keep the collateral damage to an absolute minimum.
That's technically not what she said.
I know, but
She specifically said that motions to.
he was about to.
We need to keep him in check.
Yeah, I was going to say, just kind of nods to warp fire and goes, specifically you. Then again, he didn't. They weren't even aware that. God damn it! Terrible with names. Where are you on this fucking sheet? Yeah, nods to Renzo as well and goes, they weren't even aware you existed, but to be honest, keeping one wizard in check, keep both wizards in check seems like a smart thing to do.
I'm kind of offended that you assume you have to keep me in check, honestly.
Just the slowest blink.
No, what was
Hey,
that?
hey Dan, who do you have influence over?
I have influence over everyone.
Cool. So Warpfire, I think it sounds like somebody's raising your danger and lowering your superior.
Just say it again.
I think that Dan, in his comment and has raised your danger and lowered your
Raise my danger. If I lower my danger, trying to make me.
No.
No, he's
telling
saying
you who
you are.
He's telling you who you are, how he sees you, and he sees you as a danger, and not as somebody who can think things out. So he's lowering your superior.
I am
Does that
going.
sound about right?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. Sorry, man.
Okay, let's see. Can I do to try and?
You can roll to resist.
I'm trying to find out where to resist now.
It's just a straight roll, unless you have the delinquent's specific move that gives you a plus to it. You just roll.
I roll a straight 10 again.
Okay. On a 10.
Warpfire don't care. He's gonna burn down that building.
Clear condition or mark potential by immediately acting to prove them wrong. Shift one label up and one label down, your choice. Or cancel their influence and take +1 forward against them.
I'm going to clear mark potential, but I can prove them wrong by saying fine. I won't use fire magic anymore. I'll just use ice instead.
Oh, for God's sake. Okay, sure, fine.
What's the second thing you're doing? You get 2.
I'm going to shift my labels then. I'm going to do the opposite. Lower my danger and increase my superior.
Okay.
So
Sure.
I can't be smart about this thing. Fine. I won't use explosive stuff. I'll try and do everything with ice instead.
Okay.
What can go wrong?
Thimble Winter.
You genuinely see Dan flinch when you say what can go wrong.
Renzo, I want you to also raise your danger and lower your superior, as Dan has lumped you into the same boat as Warpfire.
I know, right? And I will take that.
Man, I've just alienated half the group. Well done, me.
Renzo was trying to be like more subtle, creating a alternate identity, and then he gets lumped in with freaking Warpfire. I'm gonna go do some shit.
That's resisting though. You're taking this thing right now, so.
Yeah, no, I'm raising my danger.
So that means that you believe what Dan is saying about you. That,
So he's
that
gonna
you
act
are,
out.
in fact, as dangerous as Warpfire.
But yes, no, he will raise his danger and lower his savior.
Superior.
Superior.
Superior. The one that gives you, that lets you think things through and analyze a situation.
Who needs to do that? That's overrated. Skill sets.
Okay. You may proceed with your role play. I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah, I know. I took the bad way, but I think that's in character notes.
Oh, God.
Now instead of burning things down, I just be covered, flash frozen instead.
Yeah, look,
Right.
think about all that water
So
damage.
So we're just dealing with these drug dealers. Okay, he grabs one of the cards.
We could do some maybe just general background. So if it turns out one of these guys is, I don't know, like really into the occult and paranormal or supernatural, or that could be like the stuff you guys handle. And then if someone's like got loads of professional criminal contacts, maybe that's something more Penumbra-ish.
No, I mean, I got this. I can easily, quietly investigate. I don't need to burn a goddamn building down. If I want to burn a goddamn building down, I will. And he's just gonna storm out.
I think he's.
Wow, what an asshole!
Just lowers his head to the table and softly just bonks it on the wood.
I feel like that's a good place to call it. I feel like
God
that's
damn it.
As he's leaving the building, he puts on a horrific-looking burlap sack mask.
Are you actually becoming Scarecrow? Yes, nothing's on fire anymore, but a bunch of...
His moniker is going to be Patchwork,
Oh my god.
and he has a suit that has runes inscribed all over it and words.
So basically, we're not going to have the city catch fire. We're just going to have a bunch of our criminal population go irreparably insane.
He
Sounds
might
like
have
it.
some popsicle sticks that have words like leg and arm written on them.
Oh, sympathetic magic.
Oh god! Oh god! Oh my god!
That is awful. Oh
That's
my
is
god.
fucking terrifying. This is going to be like 20 years from now. They go, when was your start of darkness? When did you become a villain? When some guy lumped me in with a dick bag wizard. So
That's what I personally started.
and I'm just going to look and goes, that's kind of petty actually. And then their limbs snap. Oh god. Ed, I love you, but at the same time, could you not make such nightmare fuel characters?
I don't know, they just come to me.
Yes, it's almost like your mind is full of nightmare fuel. You're like some kind of nightmare fuel station attendant. Anyway, let's do some end of session rolls.
yeah.
Yes, indeed. Starting with let's see, end of session.
Did you grow closer to someone, away from someone, or into your own image of yourself?
I'm gonna say that Penumbra grew into his own image of himself.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that image is I stabbed a man
Mhm.
in the shoulder.
Stabbed a man and I feel fucking great.
Stabbed a man in the shoulder with a grappling hook. I'm not a savior,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm gonna increase freak and lower savior.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Regina grew closer to Leo with that reminder of two most emotionally capable members of the team.
I didn't quite catch that.
With the reminder of them being the two most emotionally capable members of the team. With that reminder, yeah, she grew closer to Leo. So shift my labels.
Increase your superior.
I cannot. I take a condition.
Sorry about that. I thought.
It's okay. Okay.
She's just too superior.
I'll take. She feels guilty.
Because she's going behind her agency's back and
Yeah, actually, no. I'm gonna go insecure. Never mind. I'm gonna go insecure because she's a little
agency-
worried
The
that.
agency she trusts might be.
Yeah,
somebody.
yeah. So that's a problem.
Mhm.
All right, so that's me.
I'm gonna go out and say it. Poor
What?
Ren, He is growing farther away from the man in black
Whoa!
Expected.
because he got lumped in with warp fire.
One would think that this is more him taking it incredibly badly and pettily, but okay.
He is.
How dare you?
I am nothing like him.
How dare you say I'm melodramatic? Puts on burlap sack and goes out to break people in half. Oh god. Okay, so you lose. You remove my influence. I'll go and delete that.
It's okay, you'll get that back. And he's like, oh god, what have I done?
So, Dan, how are you feeling about the team?
I don't think I grew closer to the team, to be perfectly honest, because I kind of fucked off one of them and kind of voiced my doubts over another one of them. Oh god.
But you had this wonderful conversation where your friend just sat in the corner and ate bugs.
And you ate said bugs and found them delicious.
I guess. I just feel like that's maybe just thematically not quite on the ball just yet. And growing into an image of himself, the fact that Regina actually like immediately insinuated that he hadn't been a newcomer was like, oh shit, no, I am. Okay, it's that obvious. I think I actually grew away. And in fact, I did probably grow away from warp fire.
Okay.
Does Warpfire have influence over you?
Nope, I still have no influence. No one has given me any influence. I'm still the unstable pyromaniac of the team. That no
Sorry,
one
man.
It's fine.
Sorry.
It's
Can
fine.
you grow
It's
away
like-
from
Becca
someone
just
you
kind
don't have
of,
influence on?
I mean, technically, it doesn't do anything, but yes.
You know what Warfire needs to do? He needs to take matters into his own hand and grab influence from other people.
Just all the provoke someone rolls ever.
Hmm. Or pierce the mask constantly.
Find out what you need to do.
I might have to start doing that.
I mean, yeah, it's perfectly in character that after
Really?
Dan showed up and said, "Hey, I got these children to work with us. Their only condition was that I keep warp fire under control." Like, you might think that maybe you aren't well respected in your team.
Yeah.
Okay. Who is warp? What about warp fire?
He probably didn't go any closer to anyone, so more of a.
Maybe into his own image of himself because he
Yeah,
spent a bunch of time doing his own magic stuff.
yeah, it's probably go into the own image of myself and trying to think what labels to shift around. Probably increased superior and lower danger. I'm committing to not cause as much fire damage.
Okay.
I see myself as being less dangerous since obviously if it's something about fire, I just don't use fire anymore.
Yes, that was clearly the problem.
Yes,
Was
it
the
is.
fire, not the damage.
Yep.
But everyone's going to be confused with Warp Fire when shouldn't he be Warp Frost?
I'll throw illusion of fire on top of it, everything.
We get an illusion of fire that freezes things. That's
The funny
great.
thing being that it's not the ice magic that's unstable; it's the illusion of fire that's unstable.
That might actually happen.
Everything just has
Oh my
ghost
God.
fire on it. Always.
Okay.
I guess on Leo's side, go closer to Regina.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'll say increase mundane, lower freak.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Oh, did we do Lars?
Oh no, we didn't. Lars grew closer to his own image of himself. I'm going to lower his freak and raise his mundane
Mm-hmm.
because he didn't transform at all and managed to have a stable conversation with someone else.
Mm-hmm. And you might have a wizard following your Instagram. And I guess show.
It's me, yay! Right.
How does your? I think I know your influence working differently as an outsider, wasn't it, or something like that?
The end of session move still works the same though.
Yeah,
Okay.
basically, I can only. First of all, nobody can take influence over me. But I cannot normally just give out influence, like, technically just be like, yeah, you have influence over me now. I can't do that. I either have to do the end of session move, or I have to do the share a vulnerability or weakness move. But I am going to grow closer to the team, and I'm going to give influence to Dan.
Oh, well, thank you.
And I'm going to mark a potential as well. And we had a nice talk. It was nice.
Yeah.
And now I can do some moves.
Uh-oh.
No, it's actually really good because, first of all, without any influence, I automatically failed comfort and support. And
Oh,
by
man,
automatically
okay.
fail, it's not that I automatically failed. It's that if I activated it, I would just take a condition.
Ooh.
But now I can actually do comfort and support. And also, now when I defend you, when I defend someone who has influence over me, I ignore the insecure condition. When I directly engage someone who has influence over me, I can ignore afraid.
That's kind of
Yeah.
cool.
At the end of session, you can take back one influence of your choice.
Are you going to take back any
No.
influence?
I'm not going to take back the one influence I just gave out. I was going to joke about it, like, hey, Dan, you have influence over me. No, you don't. I just wanted that free potential. Screw all you guys.
Okay. I mean, I guess you guys are rolling pretty hot tonight, so nobody leveled. I take it.
I
Yeah.
still haven't got to my first level. Tonight I just was rolling only 10s. That's only all my rolls have been 10s.
Yeah, apparently the only thing Warpfire can fail at is scrying a desk.
Yeah, I think that's the only failed roll so far. Everything else he's been doing pretty well on.
Yeah, we should have sent Warpfire to go talk to the kids. That would have been a disaster full of potential points.
Yes. I think that would have devolved straight into a conflict there.
I will say right now, I am sad that I do have these weird influence rules because part of me really just like, because it was so professional between their two leaders, I want to hand influence over to Regina, but I literally cannot.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh, well, we will see where Patchwork goes, where Red goes.
I'm sure somewhere where nothing bad will happen.
Clearly.
Yep.
I mean, can you make a sand golem out of meth?
I'd like to remind you that these guys do not deal in meth. They deal with aerosolized super slaughter drugs.
Oh, okay.
Come on, man. Meth is so naughties. All about the interdimensional shit now.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Where did they even get a gasifier?
I'm going to dip and crash back into bed.
See you
All right.
later.
Have a good night, guys.
Good night.
Good night. I'm gonna stop the broadcast now.